Senator Chambliss.
Thanks, Madam Chair. In 2002, what was your knowledge of interrogation videotapes about Abu Zubaydah, and did you seek any information about an Office of General Counsel review of them in 2002?
I don't have a recollection of that, Senator.
Of the tapes or that request?
At the time, in 2002, I do not know what my involvement or knowledge was of the time of tapes. I believe that I was aware of the Abu Zubaydah debriefings and interrogation sessions being taped.
Okay. It should be no surprise that many members have been dissatisfied with the administration's cooperation on the Benghazi inquiries. For example, Senator Graham asked Director Clapper in a hearing if he was aware of the series of attacks in Benghazi in the summer of 2012 and asked if he had informed the president about those attacks. Now, that seemed like perfectly reasonable questions, and the DNI said he would get us an answer. When we got the answers back from the DNI's office, there was a notation next to this particular question that Senator Graham asked, and here's what it said, and I quote, "Per NSS," that's the National Security Staff, "no response required." Mr. Brennan, that's your shop. Do you have any knowledge about why Senator Graham's question was not to be answered?
Senator, I think there's a long-standing tradition and understanding of respecting the executive privilege that exists in the office of the presidency, and in terms of what information is provided to the president or advice or counsel to him. So I would suspect then that question gets into this issue of the executive privilege, which I think, again, has been a longstanding tradition.
Now, are you sure that's the answer? You think that's probably what it was?
I don't know firsthand, because that would not have been a request coming to me.
And I understand that. So my direction to you, I ask of you, is that you go back and review that. We'll get you the notation if necessary. And if you could just give us a written response to that as a follow-up.
You deserve a response, certainly.
This weekend, Secretary Panetta confirmed that information that led to bin Laden came from detainees in the CIA's EIT program. His account comports with information we were provided immediately after the raid and in months to follow from the CIA analysts who actually tracked down bin Laden. These analysts told us it was detainee information that was key to them finding the courier and ultimately bin Laden. Now, were you briefed by any of the analysts who tracked down bin Laden?
Before the operation?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I was engaged with them. Yes.
Okay. And is that the information that was given to you, that it came from interrogation of detainees on whom the EITs had been used?
I don't recall if I was given that information specifically. They talked about the chain of sort of collection that took place that was related to some of the information that came from the detainees. Yes, so there was some there.
Do you agree with Secretary Panetta's comments?
That there was some information that came out from there?
Yes. It led to the courier.
Senator, I now, again, looking at this document from SSCI, this report, I don't know what the facts are or the truth is. So I really need to look at that carefully and see what CIA's response is, because the SSCI report calls into question whether or not any of the information was unique and led to it.
Fair enough. Suffice it to say, Secretary Panetta's comments are in direct conflict with the report that came out of this committee recently. And you know I have serious concerns about that interrogation study that was voted out by committee. Now, you told me a couple of days ago when we met that the study, and I quote, was not objective, and it was, quote, a prosecutor's brief written with an eye toward finding problems. And you went on to say that you're withholding judgment on the merits and accuracy until you read the response. And my understanding is, from what you've said, that's what you're going to do. Suppose the CIA takes the position the study's finding and conclusions are wrong. I think I know John Brennan well enough to know that you're going to stand up and say whatever's on your mind, whatever you conclude. I'm not going to ask you for a response to that, but I know that you'll review it with an open mind and give us your thoughts and your opinions about the CIA's response to it and how we move forward with this.
I assure you, Senator, I will do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator. Senator Wyden?
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. It's, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, go, Jay.
Senator Rockefeller.